think I left home because I was really just not happy. I was working very hard. I was always stressed. I didn't enjoy what I was doing. Um, I didn't really have much time to spend on friends and with family or to build relationship because I was just always really fully occupied and anxious about work. Um, I knew I wanted to do something creative, so that's why I decided to leave and go to Italy and study design. Um, I wanted to really just create, and honestly, when I moved, my year in Italy was the best year of my life. It was just so good to get up every day and do something that I'm excited about and that I felt that I'm good at, and to just like build relationship with new types of people from all over the world, and they were open-minded and they helped me to question my own beliefs. And I think I don't think I left South Africa consciously because I wanted to get to know myself better, but that's really what happened. And I think that was probably a subconscious driving force that led me to leave. Yeah, and then after Italy, coming to Singapore, I really started to think about who I am, what I want in life, what my interests are, and yeah.
So, how I came to move to Germany is not a simple question to answer. Um, it's really, I'd say, it was the product of many feelings and thoughts and emotions spanning over like more than a decade. Um, Starting with basically, when I was a very young adult in my early 20s, just started working. Because ever since then, I've always had this dream and desire to one day work overseas. Always thought I'd like to work in Europe one day, and yeah, for as long as I can pretty much remember, since my young adulthood, I've had this dream of one day working overseas. But then, I don't know, I suppose I just got caught up in the usual rhythms and ebbs and flows of life. And unintentionally, this dream somehow ended up taking a bit of a backseat, became almost forgotten in a sense. Um, yeah, until a couple of years ago. I'd say 2016 was probably one of the more pivotal years in this sense, because I remember over this year it was a tough year for me, and a lot of it had to do with just feeling like I am not where I'm supposed to be. I just really felt very restless in life, and I just, yeah, I felt a bit like a fish in the wrong pond, just like this is not the pond I'm supposed to be swimming in. And finally became a bit more active about, trying to, make this dream of mine a reality again, and really pursue this dream of mine again. But it took a couple of years, because it was only in 2019 when I finally got an opportunity to move overseas.
Hi. I decided to move to a different country to work because I wanted to see how it actually is working outside of your comfort zone, like physically, literally outside of your comfort zone. Um, I wanted to also try to live independently away from family, and really try the culture and experiences outside of what I've been accustomed to. So far, living outside my home country has been more than what I expected it to be, and in a good way.
Julian, why did you leave home? Why did you leave Mauritius?
I left Mauritius because I had to go to Australia to study, and I moved there with my family as well.
Okay, so your family were with you in Mauritius. And then after you finished your studies, what did you do then?
I had an opportunity to go to China to study Chinese, so I took it, and I thought that it would be good for me to be on my own because in Mauritius and in Australia I was every time with my family, so they were always overprotective over me. So I thought it would be a good time for me to go overseas and try to live by myself and be more independent.
And now you live in Singapore, so how many years have you been away from your family now?
If I have to count the years in China and in Singapore, I would say it's about 10 years.
Wow. And how does it feel to live away from your family for such a long time?
I mean, after a while, you get used to it. But every time when they come to visit me, it's a bit sad to see like every year they get older, and then you don't really have the quality time spent with them. You can't like share experiences with them anymore.
And if you go back to Mauritius, do you think you can live the same life there that you live in Singapore?
I mean, if I go back to Mauritius, of course, in terms of spending time with family, it will be better. But after living overseas, I just felt that it's more. It's like I feel safer living overseas, and it's more convenient. In terms of quality life and how comfortable you are, I think overseas is a good option. But yeah.
And do you think your family, your parents find it difficult that you live so far away from them?
I would say sometimes, but as I've said, I think after a while you just get used to it. And my parents, they come to Singapore quite often, so I get to see them, and through a phone as well. We do voice call, video call, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
But for me, it's just what's sad is every time when I see them, I can see that they're growing older. So it means that they won't be here every time. They won't see you grow as a person, and you won't be able to like spend quality time and like live like through share different kind of experiences with them. Yeah.
Okay. And final question: do you think you'll ever move back to Mauritius?
At the point right now, I don't think I will move, but maybe in the future, if the situation there gets better, we will see.
Okay. Thank you, Julian.
It would have to be people. Yeah, what I miss the absolute most are my friends and my family. I mean, okay, I wasn't living in that close proximity to my family to begin with, but I mean, they were always just a 2-hour flight away as opposed to 10. And so I just miss the ease with which I could see my family. And obviously what came with that was that I definitely could see them more regularly than I can now. So I just miss that. I miss being in closer proximity to my family. And then I also miss my friends. A lot of my friends. I really miss my friends, and not just, I mean, of course I miss them, the people, but I also just, what I realize I miss here in living in Germany is I miss the kinds of friendships that I had, or still have them. But like, I miss having those kinds of friendships around me, like on a day-to-day. I mean, I have friends here and I love them and, building friendships, but I miss having those really, really deep friendships with people who have known you for years, people who you sometimes feel know you better than you know yourself. I miss having those kinds of people and those kinds of friendships around me, where I am. So, I miss that. And then another thing, or the next biggest thing that I really, really, really miss is cheap help. I'm going to be very honest. It's my helper, and having cheap help in the house. You know, I really miss having someone who thoroughly cleans, where I don't even need to worry about, in all honesty, about making my bed. You know, anything, just because they do everything, and at not an expensive rate. I miss that. I miss cheap helper. I miss having a helper the way that I had in South Africa. Yeah, I miss that.
What do I miss about home? I feel like the most that I miss about home would be experiencing mundane things with my siblings. So I grew up in a family of 7. There's my parents, and then it's 5 of us in siblings. And I feel like being away from home, I think there are some events or changes in the lives of my family that I don't get to experience with them anymore. It can be someone's graduation, it can be someone's birthday, even, right? So I think it's those situations where I couldn't be with them on a daily basis. And I know as we grow up, those events actually would matter more in the long run. So, yeah, overall, it's my family that I miss the most.
What do I miss most about home? I do miss my family. I don't think about it daily, but sometimes something comes up and then you start feeling a bit sentimental. Just not being able to spend time with my mom and my dad and my siblings and my good friends. Just, I think you do lose a lot, because you do find comfort in those relationships that you grew up with, and just the nature as well. And Hermanus, where I grew up, whenever I go back, I just feel joy. It's something about the landscape that really resonates with me, and it's something that I really do miss. I miss the weather, I miss the cold air, I miss the ocean, the sound of the waves, I miss the mountains, the sunsets. There's really a lot that you do give up when you leave, but for me, I never really felt at home as I grew up. I always felt different. I always felt like, the people I spent time with mostly were not my people. I always thought that I would find my happiness and fulfillment and belonging elsewhere. And maybe that's also a reason, subconsciously, why I decided to leave, and why I'm always restless and looking for what's next, is to find that fulfillment and to find that place that I can really call home, and that family that really accepts me for who I am, and who can understand how I think and what drives me, and people that think the same. I do think that the people that I spend time with and my family back home, they are different. There's different things that excite them, and that's why I really can't see myself moving. I can't really see myself moving back home anytime soon. I just feel like there's a lot of things that I still want to discover. I still want to achieve many things, and I just don't think the opportunities are there for me in South Africa, where there's people that can understand what I'm talking about or what I want to say. So for me, I think the reason I decided to leave is really just to find that self-fulfillment, and to learn new things and to be stimulated, and to really know who I am and to find my people. And I haven't found it yet. I'm still searching, and it's difficult. But I know this may sound horrible to say, but that search for self-fulfillment and that search for doing something well that I really enjoy and believe in, that's almost more important to me than spending time with friends and family. And I feel a bit guilty when I say that, but that is really how I feel. But you don't know, you never know. I mean, whenever you ask an elderly person or someone on their deathbed what they wish they had done differently, they would always say that they wish they spent more time on relationships, and relationships are the things that really count in life, not success. But for me, it's not about success, it's not about money, it's just about doing something that I really enjoy, that I feel passionate about, and doing that well and sharing that with the world. I feel that is what will give me fulfillment, and whenever I had glimpses of that, I felt an immense joy. And I think that's what's driving me. But yeah, whether that will really make me happy one day, I don't know. But at the moment, that is what drives me.
Ek dink my seun het oor see gaan werk omdat daar's beter geleenthede oor see, die geld is beter daar. Alles is net beter aan die ander kant. Vir dit waarvoor hy geleer het, is dit finansiëel beter om te gaan. Die waarde van jou geld is beter daai kant. En dan ook as jy bietjie verder weg is van jou familie, dan sien jy nie sommer al die probleme. Jy's nie deel van dit eintlik nie, so weet nie of hy dalk 'n bietjie wou weggebreek het van ons almal af nie. Maar ek dink dit is meestal oor die ekonomie en dit is beter, hy word beter betaal daar in oorsee.
Ek dink my seun het oor see toe gegaan om die wêreld te gaan sien en meer plekke te besoek. En ja, so daar is ook meer geleenthede, beter geld daar. En ek dink miskien om so 'n bietjie van sy moeder af weg te kom, want sy ma kan nogal baie lastig wees soms. Ek hoop nie die pa ook nie, maar nou ja, dis is wat ek dink.
Che bella cosa una giornata sole, l'aria serena dopo una tempesta, per l'aria fresca, pariggiana festa. Che bella cosa una giornata sole, mana tu sole, Chioveloine, to sole mio, sta in fronte a te.